Welcome to Module 4 of Marriage Counselling and Management course. In this module, the focus is on building and managing a successful marriage. So in this module, we are moving from I do to the daily reality. So getting married is a momentous occasion, but staying married in a fulfilling, growth-oriented way requires intentional efforts, skills, and structure. So this module provides the roadmap to a successful marriage. So the module contents include 1. Building a lasting marriage, managing income and expenses in marriage, managing social, environmental, and extended family pressure, building intimacy, trust, and communication, and building a strong marriage in Nigeria. Now let's talk about why a step-by-step approach. Now, lasting marriage is built, it is not found. Successful marriage is not a destination you arrive at and then relax. It is an ongoing process of intentional effort, mutual adaptation, and continuous learning. So thriving couples are not those who never encounter problems, but those who have built skills, structure, and mindsets to navigate problems together. There are about 4 developmental phases. Phase 1 is the first 100 days in marriage, which talks about laying the foundation. Second phase is the first year, where you deepen integration. And the third phase, which is year 2 to year 5, this is when you stabilize and grow. Then the fourth phase is 5+ years, where you maintain and renew. So, love brings you together, but structure and skills keep you together. So always know which phase your clients are in as a marriage counselor. Okay? Don't forget, lasting marriage is built, it is not found. Okay? Now, like we talk about the first phase, which talk about the first 100 days. This is where you observe 5-minute morning check-in, kiss before leaving work, evening debrief, small habits. These small habits build emotional safety. You agree to disagree on ground rules. Okay, so patterns established in these first 100 days can last for decades, so help couples to start strong. But for the second phase, which refers to the first year of marriage, this is when they deepen integration. This is where they create a shared vision. Okay, we begin to discuss something like, what does our marriage look like in the next 5 years or in the next 10 years? What should be our top 3 priorities? So you also establish extended family boundaries. How often will we visit each family? What information is private to us and what information is shareable? Okay, so this is also when you learn each other's love language. Is it word of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, spending quality time, or even physical touch? This is also when you learn each other's conflict style, like attack, withdraw, appease, or problem solve. This is when you also build a social network of supportive married couples. Okay, so the first year is when assumptions are tested. So couples who negotiate boundaries early avoid years of resentment. But the third phase, like we said, talks about 2 years to 5 years. This is when you stabilize and grow. Okay, you do annual marriage retreats or assessment. You develop a conflict resolution protocol. Okay, you protect intimacy against life demands. Okay, so many marriages drift apart, not because of big betrayals, but because they stop prioritizing each other. That's why we say intentionality is everything. But for the fourth phase, which is from 5 years and beyond, this is when you renegotiate your roles and responsibilities periodically. What worked before children may not work now. Okay, when you don't have kids, what worked may not work now that you have kids. So you create shared projects, you do business together, you save together, you travel together, and this is when you practice forgiveness and repairs after betrayal. You also plan for a long arc of marriage. You talk about retirement, aging, and health. Long-term marriages thrive when couples have shared projects and the ability to repair after rupture. Plan for the decades, not just the weekend. All right. So let's talk about managing income and expenses. Now, money is never just money. Financial conflict is among the top 3 causes of divorce because money carries emotional meaning beyond its practical value. Common money personalities can include money is the saver, okay? Now, the spender, the avoider, the hoarder, the giver, and the status keeper. You can see it. So, as a counselor, you need to help couples understand that financial behaviors reflect different emotional histories. So, you can think, is your spouse the saver or the spender or the avoider, the hoarder, the giver, or the status seeker? So when couples understand why their partner behaves a certain way with money, they move from judgment to curiosity. Now, 6 steps to having your financial peace. Number 1 is full financial disclosure. Disclose all your incomes, your debts, your assets, okay? Then choose an account structure. Is it that you want to operate a joint account or you want to operate it separately? You also create a joint budget together. You collaborate to come up with a budget. Then step 4 is establish emergency funding, you know. Then step 5 is establish decision rules by amount, okay. Then schedule regular financial check-ins. So this will help you to manage your finance in the marriage, okay. Then how do you manage extended family financial demands? We've seen that when you are marrying in Nigeria, you are not marrying to one family, one person individual, but you are marrying a family. So extended family financial demands are a major source of marital conflict in Nigeria. Strategy for couples include: 1. Agree on a fixed monthly amount for extended family if you have. Then distinguish genuine emergencies, okay, urgent school fees, medical crisis, from discretionary requests. Then establish a no surprises rule, okay. Then present a united front. Each spouse should manage their own family. This is another strategy. So never undermine your spouse by simply providing additional funds. When a parent complains, their adult child responds, okay. So many couples avoid this conversation because it is uncomfortable. Avoidance is more expensive in the long run. Now let's talk about managing social, environmental, and external family pressure. Okay. Now, establish marital priority. Create clear boundaries. Present united front. Learn to say no with love. Okay. Learn to say no. Don't be yes, yes, person. Learn to say no with love. Okay. You can practice radical transparency about finance. Carve out private space and time, even in crowded living situations. Then, as a counselor, always remind couples that social media shows curated highlights, not the real life. So they should focus on gratitude. You cannot control external pressures, that's the truth. But you can control your response and your unity as a couple. Then, let's talk about how you can build intimacy, trust, and communication. Intimacy, trust, and communication are the 3 pillars of marriage, okay. So always calling, daily checking ritual, best part of the day, most difficult part, what do you need from me, share emotional words, not just event. Build love maps. Know your partner's dreams, his fears, stresses, and joy, okay. So trust is not built in grand gesture. Trust is built in the small daily choices to show up and be honest, okay. Now, many marriages today have failed because of lack of effective communication. So communication skills that can save marriage include: number 1, always start in a subtle manner. How you begin predicts how you end. Don't be harsh, okay. Like, you don't say you never help, but you can say, I feel overwhelmed, can we talk about sharing this, okay. So how approach matters. Then 2, you can adopt the speaker listener technique. Use a physical object. Only the holder speaks. Then listener paraphrase. What I hear you say is. Okay? So then I feel frustrated when all those statements, I statements, but you statements, because I need, not you are so lazy. Okay? So always also seek validation before problem solving. Listen first before you validate. Okay? Then repair attempts during conflict. These are skills. They can be learned, they can be practiced and mastered. So most couples have never been taught on how to argue productively. Okay? So in Nigeria, if you want to build a strong marriage, okay, you have there are factors, okay, like there is a very high extended family involvement, there are a lot of economic pressure, a lot of religious influence, then shifting gender roles, social comparison, housing challenges, okay, and even economic shocks. So Nigerian couples face a lot of pressures that Western marriages do not even experience. So these skills you have learned, put them to practice. Okay? Practice communication. And as a wise counselor, you can help couples move from surviving to thriving, not by finding the perfect partner, but by building the skills, the structures, and mindsets that allow two imperfect people to grow together. Thank you.